Hello, my name is Robert Hollis, and I'm really super excited to share with you an incredible individual. As a lot of you know, I've 30 years been in this entrepreneurial space, and one of the people that I actually connected with a little over 20 years ago was this incredible person that I'm going to share with you. We're talking about millions of dollars in earnings, tens of thousands of people that he's overrid. Me and him actually took a company at one time from doing about 200,000 to over $10 million in just a year. So, this is incredible. Anil and I have not only been friends for that 20 years and gone different paths and connected back together. So as soon as I heard, how well he's doing with his current company and how excited he is, I just wanted to say, hey man, you're a friend. What's the chances of me interviewing you to share everyone with the world? Because I'm telling you right now, you get a chance to hook up with this guy, and the amount of dedication and hours that he's worked on personal development is just amazing. He's like me. He understands the concept. The more you work on you, the better things get. So I'm really, really excited to share with you today Anil Ramtreater. So Anil, say hi to everyone.
Hello, world. I hope all of you are doing wonderful.
So Anil, 20 years in this profession. What were you doing before the 20 years?
Well, I'm originally from Trinidad, so I was living on the islands in the Caribbean. Explains my tan. When I came to Canada, collecting beer bottles, beer cans, dipping into the couch and grabbing coins, I was able to buy my first Apple computer, and then sold that. Bought 2, sold those, bought 5, and eventually I was managing and running 4 stores with employees, and I had a warehouse that I built from nothing. And so moving to Canada, I had to learn 2 very valuable lessons. Being on my own was 1, being resourceful, and 2, having a really good work ethic. And so I got exposed to the industry of network marketing through a mutual friend that someone told about me. And when he called me, I was running my Apple computer business, and I took a look at network marketing, and I really loved the platform because with my computer business, I never made residual income. I never got paid over and over on the sale. I only got paid once. So network marketing really fascinated me, and for the last 20 years, I've been involved in the industry.
So how young were you when you first got exposed to? It sounds to me like you sort of had an entrepreneurial spirit, forever. When you come from another country to, North America, Canada, it's like you said, you choose to work for somebody else, and when they say, well, I don't know if I want you to work for me, then it's like, well, I need to make money. Being an entrepreneur ends up being like not a decision or a choice. It's like survival.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I've never been anywhere in the world. This was my first time in a foreign country. I came here when I was 28, and never been, anywhere to live on my own. And so I had to think on my feet. And I'm so grateful for being Canadian and having a chance to migrate to North America, because opportunity surrounds us. And I realized also I didn't want to have a job. I didn't want to work for someone else, because I wanted to decide what I was worth and have my time freedom. And so the industry of network marketing has given me that, and that's why I'm so passionate about network marketing, Robert. I consider it the last vestige of free enterprise where the average person has an above average chance to succeed for minimal investment. And you and I have been in a bunch of companies, and even in some together, that for pennies on the dollar, for a few $100s, someone can have access to unlimited income. And so I'm very passionate about the platform. So like today, what I've done over the last few years is I've taken a stand in the industry to educate people that network marketing works once you get to work. Once, as an individual, we get to work, and we treat the industry with respect. You know?
If a brand new person watches this video, which I'm very blessed to have a large following, when a brand new person looks at this, I always debate with a lot of people that I've gotten in interviews about, and just their point of view is, do you feel that that anyone, if like say someone hooked up with you, didn't even know what the word entrepreneur was, Do you believe that you can take an individual that's coachable, that is willing to put in the effort and time, and do you believe that you can teach them the skills to earn a full-time income?
Yes, I believe so, because I've not only done it for myself from zero multiple times. I've also taught lots of people. In fact, 12 people have come forward that I didn't even realize existed, because we kind of lost touch, but they came forward to thank me that they were able to create millions of dollars of income from zero from some of the stuff I taught them. And it's kind of interesting you asked me that question, because a lot of the stuff I learned from you. and so I remember, Robert, meeting you, and you were like top of the game in your company in the 90s, and you had over 11 top high income earners in your team. And so, learning from people like you, that's where I realized, you know what, I too can become an entrepreneur if I follow the disciplines, the structure, the organization, the systems. And I remember being part of one of your mentorship programs called Unlimited Profits. And that became Life Mechanic. And, we had a 23-day call with you where every day you did a lesson. And I played that over and over and over. And I realized these are lessons that I can pass on to people. I can teach people. So what I do today is, when I work with people, I'm very careful not trying to convert people into business people, because you and I know 9 out of 10 people have jobs, and that job mentality is so deeply ingrained in people's psyche. So what I do is I work with people who keep their jobs, and then on a part-time, spare time basis, I start teaching them simple business things that over a period of time, if they continue plugging away, that eventually they can become business owners. However, they can keep their job, they can keep putting food on the table, but eventually, maybe 6 months to a year, they can phase out slowly out of that job world and become full-time business owners. So that's what I do today.
Awesome. That is so cool. And I want to go on record in the interview here. Just, you and I have been friends for 20 years, but I'm just freaking proud of you, man. I really, really am. It's, there's a lot of people that I, connect with in last 30 years. And when someone actually grabs a hold of that desire and really believes, I know I listen to personal development every day. And I just love this one comment where this individual said, if you can just in a moment in time get an individual inspired enough to believe that they're invincible, that they really can pull it off. And so, when you give someone vision that doesn't have vision, and you sort of give them a peek into their future, and they're like, holy cow, that would be pretty awesome. So I know you've been doing that for 20 years, is trying to find people that just don't believe in themselves, or don't believe that it's possible. And, that word that if they're not inspired and don't have hope, they're hopeless. And so, Anil, I've watched you, from afar, and even in the same room, where you mentally care about people enough to look in their eyes and say, listen, I got your back. Don't worry about it. I'll hold your hand. I'll show you the way. And that really, really, truly, to me, is a leader. I always tell people all the time, too, that the definition of a leader is what people say when they're not around. And while you were talking, it really made me understand something, because, the company that you and I met in was started by individuals that I actually coached and trained in another company.
Right.
So I didn't realize until you said it that happened to you, because I know the people that are running the company, that are top producers in the company that you are today, and they learn from you and another company. Then because that company had problems, you and I had to go aside and look for another opportunity. They found a company, started working, and it's like, wow, the students that I had, or people that used to be in my group, are now out producing me. And so now it's neat that you're working together with the people that you actually coached and trained. So that's a incredible blessing for me. And I know it is.
And you know what, Robert, it's really cool you mentioned that, because, some of the people that are documented millionaires, and they're driving $200,000 cars that are prepaid for right now, with the current company I was with. They were in the last company with us.
Yeah.
And I saw them struggling. They were barely making $500, $1,000 a month. Now they're making six figures a month. And it's funny, I say this in front of the room because I host a lot of meetings and I introduce them. And I go, it's okay. At one point I was the master, but now I'm the student. And I'm okay with that, because one thing I've learned in the industry, for those of you listening, is if you can master keeping your ego on the shelf and just always being in student mode, your income will explode. Because one of the challenges in the industry is, because a lot of companies have ranks and pins, and people feel they've arrived, they forget their roots. And I've never forgotten my roots, that I came to Canada with my suitcase and my flip-flops and not a penny. And, I've been blessed and privileged to hang around people like Robert, like you, and other top people. And I've done the seminar circuit, Anthony Robbins, seen Jim Rohn 3 times, Les Brown, John Maxwell, T. Harv Eker, all the greats of the industry, Zig Ziglar. I've done the seminar circuit, and it always rings in my mind, Anil, stay humble, stay humble, stay humble. It doesn't matter what pin they put on your jacket and what income is in your bank account. Stay humble, because humility to me is the beginning of wisdom and power. And the minute we let our ego interrupt because someone puts a pin on us or we get a rank or something, we're doomed. Yeah. Because then we forget our grassroots and where we came from. So, in harmony with what you've shared, I've been through some rough times and I've been through some tough times, and I'm so grateful that I stayed humble and a student through the whole situation. And of course, I learned that from people like you, because I know what you've been through as a child and the stuff you've had to go through to be who you are today. So I'm so excited that we can have this interview,
Yeah, it's amazing. A friend of mine, I was talking about inspiration and how to regroup from basically falling flat on your face. For those of you that have tried things in the past, and for whatever reason, you just seem to get in this deal where, everything you try to do just doesn't work. And you sort of try to figure out, you start second guessing yourself and you start doing all this stuff. And what I did is I brought up Shaun White. Of course, a lot of people get inspired by the Olympics, right? Well, a lot of people don't know that, what was that? That would be 16 years ago. 16 years ago, Shaun White won his first gold medal in the Olympics.
Right.
He then showed up the next Olympics, won another gold medal. 4 years ago, he didn't make the podium. Okay, so all of a sudden, I'm the man. No one's better than me. And he had 3 mess ups in a row. You don't get one shot. You get 3 of your best scores. He messed up 3 times. So not to even place in the Olympics. And then I was talking about this story. So now he's worked his way all the way back. Now he's 31. And so, he's 31 years old, age, and now he's going back. And they said that in the tryouts, I guess last night, I didn't get to see it, but one of the guys that believes that he can beat Shaun White came out in the qualifier and did his very best. And they're saying, listen, you only need to get in your 90s to qualify to get into the Olympics, right? And it ended up being, so that's what we're playing. So I guess that not only did Shaun White get 100 get to the Olympics for the U.S., but last night he scored a 98.5 and a qualifying run. It's like, so that's the game we're playing? Yeah. And they said that it was like in a qualifier, none of them were conservative, that they brought out their best game. And everyone's like, we're throwing it out. Let's see what we can do. And so, it's fun to see you back on top, Anil. So I just, we both of us have taken some face plants and got knocked off, just having people just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes it's not even our fault and out of our control. And so
in harmony with that, one valuable lesson I've learned is failure doesn't happen unless we quit. And and I'm sure you would agree with this, God doesn't let us go through things we cannot handle. In fact, the human condition can handle more than we think. And so one thing I've learned is, when I fall flat on my face, I'm 6 feet closer to my destination. So all I got to do is get up and, I just got to get up and dust myself off and not create a story or country song around it and keep moving forward, because my circumstances don't define who I am. Just like your circumstances from childhood and what you've been through, busting your knee and, stuff you've had to deal with didn't define you. What defined you is what Robert Hollis said, who Robert Hollis is.
Amen.
And then you took action on it. So that's one valuable lesson I've learned, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you listening to this interview, is your circumstances are not you, because you can rise above anything. And so, in the current company I'm in, Robert, I started at zero.
Yeah.
Nothing given to me.
I remember you starting at zero. How long ago was that?
That was, I started around October 2015 to really take the company seriously.
Well, why don't you tell people what's exciting in Neil today? What are you doing? What company are you with? I know I constantly love to see the not only rank advancements and as far as your posts, but you're the kind of individual that loves getting rank advanced for people underneath you. So I constantly see you post that. So when you're posting stuff about what do we, I know we learned this when we were young, Anil, we're like, God, it's like we're old people. It's like, but when you're telling your upline story, you're full of enthusiasm. Then when you're telling your story, it's like, that's pretty awesome. And when you start telling your downline story, that's when you're cranking. You're
right.
I heard a good phrase that I know you'll love, is that nothing liberates our greatness than the service of others.
Yes.
So now, tell people what you're doing now, and then also too, when you're done, talk about what you're doing right now and where you are, and I'll ask you another question.
Sure. Well, thank you, Robert, for letting me share. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm about people. I've always been about people. I've never been about companies. And that's why, like, for example, people like myself and Robert, it doesn't matter what we step into, we go to the top, because we're focused on people. Okay.
Right.
So the current company I'm with, I have a bunch of friends who became millionaires from zero, because remember I shared earlier, they were in the same company with Robert and I prior, where the owner got cancer suddenly and passed away, and we all lost our opportunity. And they fortunately came over to the company. It's called GWT. It's out of Toronto, Canada. It's currently been rebranded to be called Opulence Global. And one of those people, Rene Liao, he was in my downline in the other company, my success line. And I saw him making $500 to $1,000 a month, and then he came over here, and I watched him go from that to being the youngest millionaire, making $80 to $100 a month. Now, when a friend goes from $500 to $1,000 to 6 figures a month, there's only one conversation happening. Hey, bro, how did you do that? And please tell me it's legal, right?
I remember, not to interrupt you, but really quickly, here's something that you could say for those of you that work hard and pay attention and listen. Rene reached out to me and he said, I'm going to get a Rolls Royce. What one should I get? And I went, what are you doing? So please.
Yeah, well, what's funny is him and I have been friends for 10 years. I mean, I met him when he was in his 20s, and I saw him grow as a human being. And he went from like the song Drake, started at the bottom, now he's here. He's really worked hard. And I saw him driving one of my favorite cars, the M5, and I called him up and I go, bro, where'd you get that car? And he goes, GWT has a prepaid car program where once you qualify, they give you the keys for 18 months and you're good to go. You don't have to requalify.
Wow.
Nothing. I'm like, never heard of that in the industry, so I'm curious. And then I saw him become the youngest millionaire, making $1 million a year. He built his custom $3.5 million house from dirt, and he spends every day with his 2 little boys and his wife, every day. Homeschools them, takes them swimming. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So after things fell apart with the last company, and I mean fell apart. My marriage fell apart, lost my home. I remember opening the fridge, Robert, and there was no food. So I needed to do some fast footwork. So I contacted Renee, and he said to me, he goes, bro, I make $1 million a year because of some of the stuff you taught me back in the day, so I got your back. And so it was really refreshing. It was really refreshing to see someone actually come to my aid and acknowledge me, because I remember being down and out, and a lot of people scattered. And Robert, you were one of those people, and so was Renee. So Renee, I got together with him in Toronto, and I saw him driving the M5. He took me for a spin. He showed me his back office. He goes, Anil, there it is, $1 million a year. I'm like, bro, like it brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
And so moving forward 3 years, he just recently got the Tesla P90DS, which is a $200,000 car. He qualified for another 18-month prepaid.
Wow.
I'm one of his six-figure income earners. I have almost 20 people in my team who have qualified for the cruise, and become car qualified as well. In fact, I just got back from the exotic getaway to Paradisus, where the owner spent about $10,000 on each of us and took us to a lavish getaway for like 7 days. This company's been phenomenal, Robert. And the thing is, what I love the most is, you know, you and I have a similar story with this, or experience, where we've dealt with owners of companies who really didn't value us. You know,
right.
They treated us like sea biscuits, right? And all I've ever wanted was for ownership and leadership to really value me and treat me good, because I'm a hard worker. I'm structured, I'm disciplined, I'm organized. So Renee has been awesome to me.
Awesome.
The CEO of GWT, which is now Opulence Global, Mr. Ramin Mesgalu, what a giving, generous, kind man. I'm now part of the leadership council with the company. I'm in the top 10 in the world. We're in over 200 companies, 200 countries, because we're in fashion, beauty, and health.
Wow.
And I've never experienced a compensation plan like this where we get paid till infinity. There is no rank, there is no cutoff, there is no get paid till a 7th level, or you got to become senior naval commander to get paid. You get paid till infinity from day one.
That's cool.
So a lot of things about the comp plan really resonated with me, because you and I have been through the industry for many, many years, and we're not that easily fooled anymore. So I take apart comp plans, I do the math. And what was really important for me with being part of Opulence Global was this: I will always be a top performer, always. However, that doesn't make me duplicatable.
Right.
So I never really had a business in network marketing, because a lot of the companies I was with, when I stepped away, my businesses fell apart. So one thing I've been really focused on the last 3 years is duplication. You know, Robert Kiyosaki talked about it in Cash Flow Quadrant with the 4 quadrants.
Yep.
And so now today I have duplication, where if I decide to stop, my income keeps growing.
Amen.
Because of the system. And that's one thing I've learned from you, Robert Hollis. And for those of you that are part of Robert's system and following him, if you're not learning his system, if you're not using what he's teaching you in your business, you're a fool. And I don't mean that with any disrespect to anybody. I mean, Robert has created over 27, probably over 30 million in income, created over 24 millionaires, people that have gone on to form their own companies and their own network marketing companies and systems. So for those of you that are following him, you know, subscribe to his stuff, follow him, listen to him, apply his stuff. I still apply stuff Robert taught me back in the 90s in my business right now. Like, one of the things he taught me was, Anil, are you talking to 5 brand new people a day? Are you using your mentors and experts to help you close the deal? Like, have you mastered edification? Are you using a Rolodex? Are you using your calendar? Are you following up? Are you calling your business friends? How effective are you at working networking events? So all these things I've learned from masters like Robert and other people. And so Robert, you know, I'm so grateful that now I'm back on the horse. I'm blowing and going. I have duplication going on. I have people, like, we have a cruise coming up in April. I have a whole bunch of my team on the cruise. I can't wait to party with them. And so I'm so excited that finally, after what took place in that last company, I let that go. I got complete with that. I didn't stay a victim. I didn't play the poor me, that country song. They stole my truck, shot my dog, and stole my wife. I was very careful with that because I followed examples of people like you, because I know what you've gone through in your life. And like, you've stayed a champion. You've never played victim. You've never blamed. You've never pointed the finger. You've just stayed focused, and you've made yourself a brand now. And I'm so proud of you as well for what you've accomplished. And
thank you.
And I love your family. I mean, I've been to your home, and we've
been on a lot of vacations together.
Yes, we've gone on vacations together. We've broken bread together. And I just want to share one more thing before I pass it back to you for the next question. We just launched the health division of our company, because we've been building with fashion and beauty. And this is a remarkable product because nobody else in the world has the exclusivity to this. It's the Norwegian spruce extract. It's called the Fountain of Life. And what's exciting about this is it's only 50 Canadian. And I've never been in a company where the product is this cheap.
Right.
And 10 drops of this is equivalent to eating 1,800 apples.
Holy cow.
The power of the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial in this is absolutely phenomenal. And you and I can have another conversation about this. This is it. And for those of you that want to learn more about this, you can get a hold of me through Robert. But we started shipping this on Friday to the planet. So nobody in the world really has this yet.
Wow.
If anybody wants to get behind this with me, reach out to me. The wholesale on this is 35 Canadian, which is around 27 US. And you can earn $15 a bottle. So imagine having thousands of people on this, the residual income you can create. So I just wanted to share that one thing with all of you.
No,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've been building the last 2-3 years, because now the rubber hits the road with this. So
Neil, that was the second to the last question. Really quickly, just tell people how to get a hold of you. Is your domain still anilnow.com?
Yeah, so you can go to www.anilnow.com. You can add me on Facebook message me. Let me know you're connected to Mr. Robert Hollis. You can also call me 647-794-0468. You can find me also on LinkedIn. I'm sure Robert will give you the spelling of my name, but basically I'm looking for the people to work with personally that would want to work with me and partner with me with this. I mean, a $50 product in network marketing.
Excellent.
And, Canadian. So I want to get that into millions of people's hands.
Excellent.
So get a hold of me. And if you want to be successful in your network marketing business, let's just say you're happy where you are, I also mentor people in a bunch of companies. So anything I could do for you through Robert Hollis, please reach out to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that I don't interview people unless they're documented. And one of the things that people get with me is they need to be documented in helping other people get results. And so,
yeah.
Neil would not be on here just because he's my friend for 20 years. This guy is he's the real deal. He's the real deal. And the other thing that I love about Neil is that he never, ever, 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 ever stops working on himself. He's always, pushing and growing and contributing and growing and contributing and growing. And that's the key to fulfillment, without a doubt. So here is the last question, Neil.
And Robert, before you ask me the last question, I just want to share with everybody, when you look behind Robert, you see that blue vase? I have one too. So
yes.
him and I were on the Carnival cruise together, and with our last company, and we got promoted together on stage. So we both have one of those. So him and I have shared the stage together. So thank you, Robert, for that acknowledgement.
Well, not only just shared the stage and getting awards, shared the stage and teaching and coaching and training. So one of the things, the last thing I love doing this and springing this on people, Anil, is, when people interview you or they talk to you, what is when, someone gets done talking to you? So, I need a minute of your time. If I could just get the secret, if I could just get, the key to life. What is one thing that you wish that people would ask you that they always seem not to ask you?
Well, one of the things I wish people would ask me, because sometimes people see, they look at people like us and they go, we're special, or we're gifted, or we were born with a silver spoon in our mouth. Well, one of the things I've always wished people would ask me is, Anil, can you take me by the hand and teach me step by step what I got to do to create whatever I want? It could be a couple grand a month, $5,000 a month. The most I've taught someone how to make is $300,000 a month, and they still earn that income. And they've actually come forward to thank me for that. And I was like, whoa. And they just bought 2 airplanes. So whatever you want, money or time, never be afraid to grab the person you look up to, your mentor. It could be myself or Robert, and go, please, can you show me step by step what I got to do to get done A, B, and C? And here's the other thing. Here's the other side of that coin. Just stay coachable. Just stay teachable. Because one thing I learned from like Esther Hicks with the Abrahamic prophecies, I know Robert knows Esther well. One valuable lesson Esther has taught me is this: always be in a state of readiness. Because you don't know when what you ask for will show up.
Right.
You're never told, hey, what you've asked for is going to show up at 12 o'clock today. No, you always want to be in a state of readiness. So as you're watching this video or this interview with Robert and myself, you may be in that state of readiness. What you've been asking for may have been addressed in this interview. Reach out to us.
Yes.
Reach out to us, because maybe what you're asking for has shown up. And that's all I want to recommend to you is always be in that state of readiness, because the universe is going to deliver and it's not going to tell you when. You just have to be ready to grab a hold of it.
And Neil, I've asked a lot of people that question and no one's answered it that way. That was awesome. So if you guys didn't catch that, that was freaking deep. I mean, Neil's saying, listen, he wishes people would stop asking him, well, what's the ingredients? How's the comp plan? What if people think this is illegal? No, he would just like you to ask, listen, do you believe you can show me how to get results? That's powerful. Yeah. That's powerful. It's like if a person just said, what's your confidence level on showing me how to get results? 1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%.
Hey, Robert,
like,
I'm just
wow.
gonna,
like, if you went to a person, if you went to a person that their job, and Neil, your picture, your camera went out. If you were looking for a person out there that they constantly taught people how to get their driver's license, and you ask them, listen, what's your belief and confidence level on helping me get a driver's license? 1,000%. So Neil,
and I just want to share this with everybody. Here's why I say what I say. When I saw The Secret, I pointed to the screen and I go, I'm going to do business with Bob Proctor.
Yeah.
I'm going to do business with that man. And
you were on a video with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, I love Bob Proctor. I think they put me next to him because I have a tan, so I make him with it. But ladies and gentlemen, I pointed to the screen and I said, I'm going to do business with that man. And I got a call from a Hollywood movie producer from San Diego saying, Anil, can you be represented as a Canadian on the art of business in the 21st century? So reach out to me. I'll send you a copy of this free. I'll send you the audio file. And so in harmony with what you said, Robert, and what I shared is, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I've learned being an immigrant coming to Canada with nothing and having to create from nothing is anything is possible once you align your passion and your dream and your work ethic together, and you just stay focused and don't let your circumstances take you out of the game. Because I know some of you watching this right now, you're letting what's happening in your life take you out of the game, and you are up to big things in your life, and you're letting your circumstances take you out of the game. So reach out to me. Anything I could do to help you through, Mr. Robert Hollis, would be my pleasure.
Well, Anil, I know that people are going to get enormous value from this, and I know that you're always busy. You're always out there helping people. I know that's your love and your passion. For you to take some time to share with people, I will do my best to get your incredible, gracious heart and your love for people in front of as many people as you can. So
thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Kind words that you said. I'm humbled by them, and I just love and appreciate you so much, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And you know what, Robert? It's the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, so as iron sharpens iron, so does the face of one man sharpens the face of another. So I have learned so much for you, so I want to give it back to you for the stand you take in the universe for people and for your family and who you are. I promise all of you listening right now, if Robert dropped dead today and, knock on wood, he's lived. He has no regrets. And I love hanging around you, Robert, because I know you're living large and you love people. So thank you for sharing your space with me. I appreciate that.
Love you, love you, love you. So reach out to Neil at neilnow.com. I'll put his information around his links around this video that I post. So just up and below. And of course, when I share it, Neil will be posting below. So reach out to him. And, listen, I'm just telling you, sometimes you're in a place in life where one relationship doesn't work and another one explodes.
Right.
And I are not ashamed. Listen to this. It's limiting beliefs. And Neil and I are not ashamed to say that I personally have been in 18 different companies. Okay. But one thing never was lost. My relationship with my God, my creator, my relationship with my wife and my sons. I never, ever, ever forgot why I was marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I became loyal to my creator, my wife, and my children. And so I constantly seeked out the best companies at the right place at the right time that had momentum and hook up to a leader that's goal is to get to the top. That's already helped other people get there. So, for those of you that are saying, I'm with this ABC company and it's just not working. Can I ask why it's not working? Okay. I know why it's not. So Anil will help you and you guys are awesome. Take care. God bless. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.